The interest of most people is just to take away power from Tinubu.
Yes.
And not all these calculations are irrelevant to them. And then they don't see the risk behind it. Now, if you truncate Tinubu's regime this way, that means what you've done is you've truncated the interest of the South. And now, if you truncate it, for instance, and then you place Peter Obi there, all right, and then Peter Obi goes for 4 years, for instance, and then he can't. If he's going for another second one, it will be that the rotational policy has been broken already.
No, if
that means you are also shortchanging the North.
This is the Stereosis.
As 2027 draws near, the possibility of Atiku and Peter Obi being on the same ballot becomes very, very clear and very important as never before. If Tinubu must be removed, then Atiku and Obi is the only pathway to victory, in my opinion. Anything outside that, we have Tinubu till 2031.
I don't doubt the probability of there being an alignment. It's a necessary evil. But if you look at it, I have a different opinion. Atiku has been, is part of the old bloc of Nigerians. Have been one of the causes of some of these our problems we are facing today. And over time, it has been proven that some of these members of the old bloc, they come and then create more chaos for us. They leave it worse than they even met it. So what we need, what I feel that the country need is a young set of people, at least people in their 60s, people who are abreast with modern realities of governance. People like Peter Obi, you look at someone like Kwakwaso. Politically, I think Atiku have tried his best in trying to capture the North and then be the president, and it's not been working. All right. Now, we've tried that alliance some years ago when Tinubu, what was his name? Buhari was still there. And then it's still crippled. Now, some people might argue that Atiku currently, as he stands, is the favorite son of the North. And then also considering some unfavorable policies, the North might argue that the presidency of Tinubu is unleashing on the North and Nigerians in generality.
Yeah,
that Tinubu, what was his name? Atiku and Obi is the likeliest of a merger.
Yeah, because...
But I don't see it happening.
No, if you have Atiku and Obi now with Tinubu, it's going to make a lot more sense. And it will be a kind of a killer combination. Because, see, Tinubu is from the South. Now, this last election, Tinubu won 60% of the North.
Yes.
You understand? So definitely Peter Obi is doing very well in the South and in the middle belt. Now, they have the numbers. If you combine their numbers with, the combined number of Peter Obi and Atiku's votes, will have like 30 million votes. The other guy has 8-point-something million votes. And now, most times, the incumbent, president or incumbent governors have this kind of, they normally receive lower votes, more than they got earlier on, because of maybe people have seen their policy, those euphoria are no more there. And Tinubu is not doing well. We have inflation at above 30%. Foods, petrol, and every other thing is on the high. And I don't see how Tinubu goes back to the North. You can see that he's making inroad in the South, especially in the Southeast. Appointing Ojuku's wife and doing every other thing. I saw a lot of names that I don't know how true it is. Okezi, Bazan, a lot of these governors will be ambassadors. He knows that the North will be very, very tough for him. And people are suffering. If you say they are part of the old this thing, Peter Obi is also part of the old. He has been a governor. Although he has shown to be somebody who is not as corrupt as they are. But if we must try another thing, Tinubu is not going to do any fantastic thing. And my fear is not actually Tinubu finishing his second term. My fear is Tinubu doing what he has done in Lagos. If we allow Tinubu to finish 2031, when he's not on the ballot, Tinubu would likely install somebody from the North.
preceding regimes have always done that. We
He
saw
hasn't worked. He hasn't worked effectively.
no, we saw Obasanjo installing Yaradua.
Yes, and yeah,
And then by divine, be it as it may, by divine orchestration,
Good luck came.
Good luck came. And then after the period of good luck, it's been one installation after the other.
But this last one did not work out. Buhari allegedly favored Ahmed Lawal. Tinubu.
Yes, because
Tinubu
there was an agreement. There was an agreement, and that was why Mr. President was so vehement prior to him being nominated. It was being so vehement that it was his turn. So it was an agreement between both of them. But for me, I feel that a veritable force that should have been a merger with Obi should have been Kwakwaso or even El-Rufai.
No, let me tell you. El-Rufai is just taking risk. El-Rufai is just taking risk.
Now, under what platform will this merger be? Under the same PDP that Wike is holding hostage?
Wait, the same way Peter Obi is now. Labour Party is also under Peter Obi and his elected members of the National Assembly. They've lost the structure of the party to Abure.
Yes.
But if Peter Obi goes to any party now, Peter Obi has very loyal supporters. The same way with Atiku. Mm-hmm. If they go to any new party, both of them, most of like 90% of those their followers will vote for them. Now, I hear people talk about Kwakwaso. Kwakwaso is a no-go area. Before 2023, Kwakwaso had this thing around, like kind of a mystic circle around him that projected him as a very popular person in the north and all those kind of things. Last election, Kwakwaso only won one state. It's around 1.something billion votes. So even those guys who are supporting him, Buba Galadima and all that now, they've come to realize that no, it's a waste of vote for this guy. Before the election, he was boasting that he will win Jigawa, he will win this place, Gombe, and all those ones are for them. They win the north. But it was very clear. He only won Kano. So nobody comes. Kwakwaso doesn't have any leverage.
Which is where he's very popular.
Yes, Kwakwaso doesn't have any leverage of kind of coming to... if Kwakwaso needs to do any measure with any of them, he will definitely...
A lot of the Obi supporters are also of the opinion that it becomes aimless supporting Peter Obi to become a vice.
No, see
under Atiku. And Atiku, if you are talking about the merger, you look at the realities. Atiku cannot be a vice
because he has been vice for 2 times.
All right, and now
age.
Yes, and now if who takes over? Either this is because primarily the South needs to complete their tenure.
No, that's what I was going to.
The South needs to complete their tenure.
This is what I was going to.
Yes.
The only thing, most obedient guys are just, the problem you have this ticket has, they can take, Obi has worked with Atiku before. So the argument that Obi cannot work with Atiku does not hold water. It does not make any logical sense. But the problem is, who would deputize each other? That is the biggest problem. Forget that thing they are saying. But this ticket, if we must have a new government that will try out things, this is the only ticket that was work out.
Then on what modality will it work?
That I've said it before.
Now, who becomes Atiku takes the ticket for president.
Yes.
And then Peter Obi becomes his vice.
No. Now, like I've said before. I've said it that they can share both the 4 years and have an agreement. We can try it. We can try it. Atiku is close to 80. I don't know, maybe 80 or 81. 81. If we want this thing to work, both of them, because of it's the turn of the South. That's going to affect this ticket. Let's say we share this 4 years into 2. Atiku goes first, and Atiku will agree to this. Let Atiku take 2 years and Peter Obi take 2 years. Atiku will resign on May 29th, 2029. The constitution says after Goodluck Jonathan, they amended the constitution. Whenever a president resigns, the vice president is sworn in, and the vice president names a deputy. If they work with Atiku, Kwakwaso, and Obi, if all of them agree like this, put the vote together, Obi and Atiku goes first, and after that, when Atiku resigns, Obi can name the other guys.
Do you think that a man who has been so desperate to be the president will agree to this stamp of coming and then being president for only, you think his interest is just to come and be president, to have that nomenclature from former president?
Yeah, he's 81 now. Huh? Now let's say he will be 83 by we'll get to 2027. So by then we can give him 2 years and then he becomes 85.
Now the interest of most people is just to take away power from Tinubu.
Yes.
And not all these calculations are irrelevant to them. And then they don't see the risk behind it. Now, if you truncate Tinubu's regime this way, that means what you've done is you've truncated the interest of the South. And now, if you truncate it, for instance, and then you place Peter Obi there, all right, and then Peter Obi goes for 4 years, for instance, and then he can't, if he's going for another second one, it will be that the rotational policy has been broken already.
No,
that means you are also shortchanging the North.
How?
Yes.
If Peter
Obi wins, and assuming Peter Obi comes out as the presidential candidate, and then he wins, and now after 4 years, now the South must have completed their 8 years.
Yes.
Will Peter Obi agree not to run for a second term?
Yes, he will.
He will never agree to that.
Who told you?
Any man, listen. Who? Okay, people seek for position.
Ben Bruce was the senator in his place, and after 2 terms, he wanted to run again, and they told him no, they have rotation. The guy left National Assembly. Ben Bruce was National Assembly, and he left. He didn't contest again.
Because that was because he has served his complete 8 years.
Yes, now.
I know that.
So they don't have term limit. They don't have, others go to that place and not come back.
In Enugu East, for instance, senatorial zone, for instance, only one person has ever been there twice, and that is Chimaroke.
Yeah, because Chimaroke,
all the rest have always gone.
Chimaroke does not actually. If you go to Enugu North, it's proper rotation. Even the strongest person that went there, Ayoge, after 8 years he left. So Awutazi went there 8 years, and you will not even contest, and that person will go to that place. Rotates among the local government. So, but that place, it doesn't work like that. Especially when the first guy that went to that place nearly spoiled the thing. The Okoro guy refused to come back. You understand? But since then, it has been smooth. We have 2 transitions now.
I can assure you that this thing is more complex than you.
Yes, yes. And what is not complex is living. See. And then, you don't know the risk we take in living Tinubu.
And then yes, we understand the enormity of the risk. If this will lead to an unforeseeable crisis. And then when you look at what is happening with PDP, Wike on his own path
wants to run.
Is destroying PDP already.
He wants to run He wants to run.
And then I can assure you that Wike is not interested in running for presidency 2027.
No, he's interested.
His interest is 20, maybe later.
No, he's interested in running. Because after that, he'll not be turn of the South. He's interested in running for the ticket. And that's why he wants to make sure that Atiku does not emerge from the place. But statistically, you check this in very well. If the opposition wants to give Tinubu a run, it's either Atiku and Peter Obi. Now, for most people saying Atiku should step down and support, things don't work like that. It's like during that Trump's time, there are other young guys who would have done better, and you tell Trump to step down and support the person.
Now, what I'm actually checking is, will Atiku agree to step down after 2 years?
That is what we all have to do and sign an agreement, and then they have to show us their manifesto on time. You know, the problem we had with the last one was some months before the election, they started doing this. Has to happen on time. If Obi wants to move to another party, Obi needs a merger. It needs to happen next year.
So the interest within 2 years that Obi will become president, of what impact will it be?
How can you say of what impact?
Within 2 years. The guy,
what are you saying? What is 2 years? Normally, every president has like 70% or less than that to perform anything they want to do. Because when they come the first time, they are looking at things. And then a year before that time, they're doing
you are not also checking about stability of the tenure.
What stability of the tenure? If the guy,
because once you get into that position, you have to first of all politically.
No,
the first thing a politician does is consolidation of power.
Wait.
Within the first year, which you are grappling with the consolidation of power you already gain, sometimes you achieve less.
If they are very serious, forget the thing they are doing. Once you're elected, you have good 2 months to do whatever thing you want to do in the appointment. You get into office, you get to do work. This, you know, see what Trump them are doing. That's why they give them all this kind of time now. You could be sworn in after 1 week, but they give you close to 2 months. You understand? Trump had December, just exactly 2 months, from November to December, to sworn in. The same thing our own. After election happened February 20. Was it February? Yes, 2023.
But why not
till May?
But still yet, why not? Because some of those things can actually be moved. Now, why not Atiku? He's old already, and then he should be retiring from active politics.
That's what I'm saying.
Already.
Atiku must be given the 2 years for it to work.
Now, what he can do is Atiku must learn to be selfless.
And do what?
Now, what he must do is to push back, and then if he wants a return of power, he should now propagate Kwakwaso and Obi. And then if the North sees that, yes, Atiku is actually gravitating towards these two, they will give them all the support that they desire.
Well, what I know is it's not going to be easy for a man who has actually wanted to be president for all those time. If he actually agrees to support Kwankwaso and Obi, it's also very risky.
Yeah.
If he actually agrees to Kwankwaso and Obi, boom. If he doesn't, I don't know. But if he wants to be president, if he wants to satisfy that part of him, I think the best agreement is if he agrees to take the 2 years. See, this thing will be signed by all of them. You understand? Let's make it open. It will not be hidden, and it will be Peter Obi can go tell his supporter, this is what the guy said. You understand? Then the good thing is if Obi is allowed, Obi can conduct next election.
Now the logic will become this. Another reality is now that the South has been shortchanged.
No.
And then I'm coming. And then the South have only been there for 6 years. That is, for instance, hypothetically, if they win, that means the North has eaten 2 years into the regime of the South.
The next, if this is an agreement that they honor, the next tenure, like the next year, you understand? Like after the other power election cycle, we can also take 2 years and go. This is about agreement. Like in the Western world, you see, like within election cycle, they remove their president more than 5, 6, 7 times. Well, that's in a parliamentary system of government.
That is a country that works. In Nigeria, those kind of arrangement, this is a country where people don't honor the agreement.
Let me tell you, you see this the way it is now. If Obi and Atiku are not on the ballot, the guys in APC will be very comfortable. See, and Atiku and Obi, they know the implication of what is going to happen. Obi cannot come, Atiku cannot come, Tinubu cannot come to Southeast and rig election. That one is certain. Some part of the North Central, he will not go and rig election that place. But don't have the numbers.
But he has his moves.
No, you rig election where you have numbers. What they can do is to suppress those, like what Wiki was doing in his area. The votes, I think it's up to 50,000 votes. You can suppress some of the areas and these ones. When you upload it, like some places like in the Southeast now, it's going to be very, very high. He didn't even campaign very well in the Southeast. But he knows what's going to happen. The only place, like if he has a governor, the places where he has governors, they can try to suppress the votes. Like even those Nasarawa where he didn't have governor, they couldn't do anything. They had APC governors there, but they could not do anything. You understand? Because especially this Karola government and all those ones, they had a lot of people there. And even in Abuja and all those places, rigging will not be that much in those places. Then go back to the north. It will be very hard. Even Atiku State, they try rigging it, and it did not work out.
So there are people who have always been in the front burner of their support for Obi, for the Obi candidature. One of them being a chronic enemy of Atiku, which was his first former lawyer at Olusegun Obasanjo. And then you look at also Femi Durotoye, right? He rightly said if there is an alliance between Obi and Atiku, then he will withdraw his support for Obi.
Now,
is that not something to worry about?
Okay, yes, it's a big thing to worry about. But that means we just have to surrender any person who is just being idealistic about Tinubu is not very realistic, because
some of them are very conscientious about who they support.
No, well, let me tell you, if you go to Lagos and see what Tinubu has done in Lagos, it's a pointer to what Tinubu is going to do in Nigeria, and he's doing it. He's not hiding anything. There is nothing he's doing that is new. Defeating Tinubu will require serious. Okay, Tinubu, when PDP were only messing up Nigeria, Tinubu knew that the only way to defeat them, they try.
Was a merger.
Yes, now they saw somebody without Buhari then in the north. Nobody would have pulled those kind of votes. Yes, all he dared to do was put somebody there. If Atiku can do the same thing, if Atiku age is not on his side, if Atiku can just forget about his own ambition and then look for a younger person, maybe even the state governor, Bola Ahmed or something like that. Is it Bola Ahmed? The guy Fintry from his state.
Okay,
Adamawa. To deputize Peter Obi. It's going to be a very, very strong ticket. Now, but if the Oga decides that he still wants to run, he built the followers. Nobody would have gone to tell Trump. People tried it. A lot of the established Republicans told Trump not to run. Now Trump should step down for Pence to run. Trump even dropped the Pence guy and chose another person. Because the movement was his. He created it. He has been the showbiz. Like what Peter Obi is doing now. Peter Obi is working his ass off 24 hours. He's building those things. And then one day somebody will tell him that he's old. He should step down. Is he going to work out like that? And most people are attached to him. Most of the Northerners are attached to Atiku. This is about psychology. The former Japanese president was almost 90 years.
No, these are
the guy from Malaysia also.
You can't compare those ones because those people, even what they have are most times figureheads, because these are countries where the institutions are stronger than the institution of the state is stronger than the leaders.
Yes.
Right?
Even the Malaysian guy came back almost at 90 years. That their founding father Mohammed and won election again. So I think Mandela became president almost at 75. Then he did one term and left. So look, if my only concern is that the suffering is too much. If Obi gets on the cabinet and then two of them can sit down, like Atiku, like what Obi did that time, so then Atiku and Obi can sit down and have economic blueprints, knowing that this guy will take over from him. Definitely Obi will be in charge of the economic team and all those, and Atiku can run a lot of the things. If the 2 years the guy goes and they can continue that situation, I think they are very close. I've not seen two of them bashing each other or something like that. They are very, very close, like personally and otherwise. They can run together. Atiku needs
Obasanjo and Atiku was also very close. And Obasanjo trusted Atiku
when Atiku was running the other time, Obasanjo supported him. The other time he was running with
that was when he came to apologize.
Yes. Because Obasanjo also wanted third term. And Atiku actually fought him as vice. So he felt betrayed that somebody he chose. You know, Atiku has been very, very strong. Remember that Atiku had won the election before Obasanjo took him. Yeah,
he won. He was on the verge of being sworn in as the governor of Adamawa.
And the guy took. So he has been a strong force for a very long time in this our dispensation. So nobody should just. I see people just saying, no, they should go and carry Kwankwa, so they should go and use the other guy. Okay, since 2019, these people got 11 million votes. In 2023, combined, they got 13 million votes. You see, there's an improvement. Okay. If you give them ticket now, they have the base. Tinubu will struggle. And let me tell you, if you go to the APC camp, what they pray against is those two measures. Because I chat sometimes, if you engage them, they will tell you, even if you go and bring Jesus Christ down, Tinubu will still win. They will leave logic when you bring those two together. That Tinubu will swan it back. Because, statistically, they don't know how to, combat those kind of things. Where will Tinubu get the votes from? You think Tinubu's coalition will increase now, or who?
No, definitely it has dwindled given his lackluster economic policies.
And I'm not saying this in
and is really giving the North a blow in so many fronts. On their head, their shoulder, the neck. No one is safe.
The reform he's going about now, the reforms he's trying to enact now will not. The reform he's trying to enact now will not yield um, immediate these results.
Mm-hmm.
And you are trying to increase the tax. Like you're trying to increase the tax, but not at once. Steadily, the tax will increase. People are getting poor, they're increasing tax, all those kind of things. A lot of the northern guys will not take that. And this is the most unpopular president since 1999. This guy got 30, barely less than 40% of the vote that he has.
Yeah.
So if we collapse those, we have a united united opposition and fight this guy. I don't see if Showore can come in, they can do every other thing.
Showore doesn't have any force. Even the woman in one unknown party accumulated
More votes
than Showore.
All of them have to come together. Like I watch what is going on in America. Imagine somebody from JFK's family. Those are established Democrats.
Mm-hmm.
You know, his uncle was a president.
Yes.
You know, the family is like, that is a symbol of, and the guy left them. And now he's going to head the head department in US. You understand? There are a lot of guys, the current FBI nominated guy and the guy nominated now, Kash Patel, those were the guys that actually fought for Trump those days in the first term. Mm-hmm. A lot of them were established, like this Elon Musk, were they Republicans before?
No.
But Trump built this
they had to have a realignment and all the rest.
Yes.
But I don't see, my challenge is the two years split. We know how
putting Atiku as deputy will not work.
And Atiku can be deputy now.
Yes, and he will go with his this thing.
My own take is Atiku with his large followers should actually get someone else as strong as he is. Maybe, as you rightly said, Fintiri, right? His state governor.
No, if he gets Fintiri and supports Fintiri,
and then
if he supports Fintiri,
we can actually pray for something very good.
But don't expect the base to be as large as Atiku soon. Do you understand? Because some people can, okay, when you have Fintiri on the ballot, someone can still decide to go and vote for Kwankwaso. But we have Atiku, even in Kano, he's going to get a lot of votes. You understand? But if you don't have Atiku on the ballot, you should expect a very tough battle. You understand? I'm seeing Tinubu dropping Shettima.
Yeah, because Shettima on his own part has been in cold shoulder.
Yeah, cold shoulder. I think it's not even this tax bill now that is an accountant on the economies, and this tax bill should be the one spearheading.
He's not saying anything. Rather, what he has done is to, he has actually chosen
to be silent.
He's not silent. It is more like the voice of Jacob and the hand of Esau.
Nobody knows, right? Because most of
I feel he's been using Zulum
and Dume. They are from the same states. They are from Bola states.
So he's using those people as a voice.
He has not said anything yet.
The last time our president went to France for a state visit in France, Ndume ran to Cote d'Ivoire. I don't know for what for, but his voice has been dampened. It's not what he has envisaged, because Nigeria is a country where no deputy actually has a voice. The deputy who have ever had any voice throughout independence, throughout the return of democracy, has been Atiku. And then someone who came a little closer
was very, very, very
was this man. Sibanjo, he had a little bit of what Atiku had.
And it wasn't as sagacious as
Atiku was so influential.
Very, very influential.
Because Obasanjo gave him leverage to do a lot of things. And that's why he has accumulated so much money for himself, and then used the government contract to, pay homage to his friends and cronies too.
My own is if we must win the election. Now, have you not imagined what will happen if Tinubu can do it to remain in power? Tinubu can take Kwankwaso. Do you know? If the merger goes, Tinubu will definitely take Kwankwaso.
Possible.
You don't know Tinubu can make Kwankwaso or El-Rufai his deputy. These are people who, like someone like El-Rufai now, lacks power, has lost for power, and he will take any deal to just because he knows when the guy is done, he may contest. So
Yeah.
if we're not, I'm very, very certain that Shettima may not be on that ticket again. He will look for somebody who's very, very tough. Because next year, he may not get up to 30% of the whole total vote. But let's see what happens. Because I'm also seeing that the realignment, he's going to get a lot of support from the Southwest. Like, the next election, Obi will not have much votes from the Southwest. The way I'm seeing it, a lot of them will support Tinubu. Not actually because he's performing. Because it's from their place.
Ethnic consideration.
And there's no problem with that. So I'm seeing that is where his greatest votes will come from. Southwest will vote for him more than any other place now. Then maybe follow the Northwest.
Yeah, because I'm still very certain that
they still have strong
Southeast and South. I doubt if he's able to get up to 15% of the vote,
from those places.
That means he has done well.